Hello everyone and welcome back. How are you guys doing? Hopefully you guys have not been too sad. I missed all of you guys. We are getting so close to 300 subs now. It's been amazing. Your guys' support on the videos and all your guys' comments have been very warming to me. I enjoy reading all your guys' comments and responding to you guys, and to see a bunch of new faces coming into the channel and everything. And I wanted just to say thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you for almost 300. It's crazy. The month's journey has been tremendous and everything like that as well. Decided to make today's video on our rerun event, Tragicomedy, Empreal Tragicomedy rerun, for the pots of pizza chips. Her favorite spicy Italian girls and everything that no one loves and everyone loves. So, further ado, let's go ahead and begin it. I'll be using the Azur wiki again to go over the skills. You can see the picture and everything like that and their efficiencies and all that stuff as well. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with Zara, of course. We've seen for the very first event as well. Zara as the superclass rarity, Zara class sister ship as well, identification as a heavy cruiser for the Sagarian Empire, to her sister ship Polo as well. We were surprised that she got released this event, and we thought she was actually going to be in a new event, so it was cool to see that her sister is now actually in here as well. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into Zara's abilities. 4,941 health at level 120. For her base stats as well, with 252 firepower, 229 AA medium armor, 182% reload, and 57 evasion. Very solid overall stats for a heavy cruiser. A little bit low on the health, but nothing that her skills will not make up for. So Zara has very unique skills that we've seen to an SSR compared to some other ships as well. She's known as the miniature rune, as like a lot of people like to call her, because of her first skill, Eternity Shields. Upon receiving enemy attack, 8% chance to deploy 2 shields that can block up to 10 shells. So she has shields that pretty much are like runes, except they're not rotating. They're just 2 frontal shields that can block up to 10 shells. They're on a lower second cooldown than runes, which is also kind of nice as well. Then she has access to semi-armor piercing high explosive, which if equipped with an HE or sap gun that you can farm at D3 for the semi-armor piercing gun. Increases own damage dealt with main gun by 4.5%, 12% max, but loses the ability to ignite enemies. If equipped with an AP main gun, and with said main gun, I like how it's worded, with said main gun, shot hits an enemy, 8% chance at max to increase own damage dealt to enemies by 15% max for 10 seconds. So you can go either route, either doing AP or semi armor piercing, whatever you want to do, test to see what works well with you. With her sister's skills that I was reading into earlier, or a little bit of data mining and everything like that as well. Them both together is actually going to seem pretty interesting because of what you can actually do together. Our sisters have got some very interesting skills, which we'll go over and everything like that as well. So Zara, a very good ship to aim for during the event as well. Pretty much all the SSRs are what you pretty much want to aim for in the event if you're pulling for a new player to get and everything like that as well. The Toriel is practically free, so if you just do the event, you can buy her in the event shop and everything like that as well. The other 3 you gotta pull from the construction, but you can just get them from the construction, so that's kind of nice. We'll go into the second, pretty much high tier ship that everyone sought out the first time around, and now definitely this time, and the ship that cost me $80 my first time around. We got Fermentable of the illustrious class, aircraft carrier identification, 430 build timer, with 6,481 health at level 120 for her base stat, 289 AA, 413 aviation, heavy class, heavy armor, 51 evasion, 117 reload, 75 luck, with 120% efficiency on her fighter slash dive bombers, depending on what you want to use in that first slot, 135% on her second torp bomber slot, and 125% on her third torp bomber slot. So Formidable has a very interesting death abilities that you can use her. You can either use her for utility, burst damage. Typically I like to use Formidable and a mob fleet for control because of her skills and everything that she offers and her utility and everything. She was also one of the few SSRs that we actually saw get 3 skills as well, which is very awesome for a carrier of her stature. So her first skill, as you can see, is supporting wings, increases Oni aviation by 15% max of all fiery albacore planes in use gain 15% additional efficiency. If equipped with fiery albacore plane, when launching an airstrike, 70% chance, 100% chance to launch an additional fiery albacore plane that has 80% chance to inflict flooding for 9 seconds upon hitting an enemy. Damage is based on skill level and aviation stat. So a lot of people would either, you could run gold planes on her, or you would run the fiery albacore plane that's in the event shop as well with her. I'm doing for her pretty much her guarantee support wing burst damage for the effect flooding and everything like that as well. But her second skill is real, and her second and third skill is pretty much just icing on the cake to her first one, because her second one is pretty much don't move an inch when launching an airstrike, 80% chance at maximum to reduce speed of all enemies to 0 for 1.5 seconds at max. After the enemy ships will regain their speed during the next 2.5 seconds. The skill always activates on the first airstrike of each battle. So she literally doesn't make the move. You get your supporting wings airstrike out, deal the damage, and on top of that you have Armored Hanger, which decreases damage taken by self. When launching an airstrike, decreases damage taken by other ships in the main fleet by 8% at max for 10 seconds. So just very good supportive skills, decreasing the damage of your ships, decreasing her damage as well taken. She can literally slow the enemy to 0, and then you hit her with the burst of that damage to affect flooding. So she has the ability to flood, which only a couple ships in the entire game have the ability to flood. So she is a very high demand aircraft carrier as well to look for, and definitely recommend picking up Fermentable if you can reach her. Hopefully it doesn't break everyone's bank too much and everything like that. And moving on to Toriel, which is actually a very highly underrated ship that a lot of people at first seem to not use. The Toriel class battleship for the Sagarian Empire. 421 firepower at max level, 8,367 health, which is very solid for a battleship. 243 AA heavy class armor, 154 reload, 35 evasion, 79 luck, everything like that as well. She has two interesting skills. Her main gun efficiency is 130, her DD/CL gun is 200%, and her anti-air is 100, so very good overall efficiencies on her main gun stats and everything like that as well. Her gun is also in the event shop as well, because Rosa Bombardino, which is her first skill, it's pretty much uses that gun that's in the event shop that you can get her gold AP gun. When firing main gun, sufficient chance to fire special barrage damage is based on skill. If equipped with a triple, which is in the event shop, improves the barrage and increases its proc chance by 10%. So if anyone's ever seen Toriel's barrage, it's very, very interesting. You have a bunch of different shells going all over the place. She hits them. Her barrage is actually very nice because it actually can clear very well, and that's why she's kind of really underrated, is that she actually has pretty high firepower for BB. She's got very solid damage. She could be used as a very good clearing battleship and everything as well, but she also has the Guardian Discipline, which she deploys 2 shields that can block up to enemies, torpedoes, and lead ship of the escort fleet. Additional increases own firepower by 4%, 20% max for her first 3 battles of each sortie. So she can throw a shield on one of your vanguards, and then they have a frontal shield, so if you have another shield vanguard comp, they can throw a shield, and then you have multiple shields, and then she increases her own firepower and everything like that as well. So it's very solid overall destroyer. Wow, battleship. It's been one of those days, dude. Battleships that can pretty much deal really solid damage, has very good utility and support and everything as well. Her art is very cool, and she's got a lot of memes after her, as you guys can clearly see by her memes. She's got meme culture and everything like that as well. You also have Giglio. I don't know Italian, I'm sorry, so I'm gonna butcher a lot of these freaking names. Kante de Cabor class, another battleship as well. She's very interesting. She has 347 firepower, a little less than Toriel, but you also have 7,000 health, so kind of really low on the health, really low on the luck on the reload. Her efficiency on her guns are really whack. You got 125 on her BB gun, 150 on the DD gun, and 70 on her anti-air. And then she has where you had the main gun chance to fire a special barrage, and then you had the weird thing in the Fading Memories of Glory where she can fire a torp barrage, or after the first time own main gun is fired during battle. Increases own firepower by 50%, increases own damage dealt to enemy CLs by 10, and decreases own torp stat to 0 for the rest of the battle. So she's got a really weird efficiencies that she can do. She's okay. She's not great, but I mean, Toriel's obviously going to be the better one to aim for here. But I mean, if you are desperately in need of a battleship and need something, she can step fast for you for a bit until you can get Latorio and everything from the event shop. Combinary, point accumulation. She is a destroyer. She cannot be constructed. She's point accumulation. 160% efficiency on her gun, 120% on her torp, 75% on AA. Moderate health, a decent okay firepower for a destroyer. 126, 160, 267 torp stat, which is atrocious. 201 reload, 214 evasion. Her skills are very meh to begin with. Increases own damage dealt by torps by 30% for the first 3 seconds, which that skill isn't really going to help when you have a torp stat of 267 to begin with, and your efficiency is only 120 on your torps anyways. And then 20 seconds is placed in the backmost position of the Vanguard fleet. And there must be at least 2 more Vanguard ships alive. 70% chance to increase damage dealt by the self and lead ship of the Vanguard fleet by 50 seconds for 10 seconds. So, I mean, I guess if you're really in desperate need of a destroyer and you need something and you like the art of her, you could use her, but she's not very great compared to the destroyers that we have in the game, such as, Tashkent and Laffy and Nemi and literally any other destroyer, Kitakaze, that can literally shit on everybody else besides that don't need these buffs and have way better efficiencies on their torp and on their firepower and everything like that as well. So she's okay, but I wouldn't recommend really worrying about trying to get her unless you're going for collection or anything like that. And then we have Kante de Cabor, another rare battleship as well. So we got a lot of battleships in this. 337 firepower, which is pretty meh. 6,000 health, which is also very meh. 175 AA, which is even more atrocious. Torp staff 146, which is weird for a battleship. Main gun efficiency once again 125. Her DD is okay at being 150, and her anti-air is atrocious, so we don't even care about that. She only has 1 skill because she's a rare. You got the same skill that pretty much her sister ship did, so with the weird torp barrage with that, I mean, it's okay, it's not great, but definitely not a ship that's worth even aiming for the event. As I said, I mean, if you're really lacking battleships, I guess she'll be okay for you and everything like that as well, but don't worry about really trying to get her or anything like that. She's also event shop or map drop, so if you just get her in the map drop, good. Don't waste your points on the event shop trying to get her. You have Trento, which is the reward for full 3-star clears on either difficulty. Trento is a heavy cruiser of the rare class, cannot be constructed. Just 232 firepower, which is pretty good, decent for a rare. HP is a little mucka yikes. Her AA is 186, her torp is 184, evasion is 71. She has full firepower, which increases your own firepower by 20%, and she has all out assault. So she's got that full firepower skill, which is common to see. Okay, she's got pretty decent, solid efficiencies. 130 on her CA, 165 on her torp, 100 on her anti-air, and everything like that as well. But she is a rare. I mean, she's okay if you don't have a CA, but if you need someone to do something for you, she'll definitely do it for you. Again, don't worry about getting her unless you're going for collection and everything like that as well. Now we have the rerun only ships, which we got Polo and Vincio, both being in construction. No new skins, by the way. Yo, Star Wars are skins, man. Where's the Polo skin? At least she could have had a swimsuit skin with, her sister or something. But got another Zara class sister. Her ship, Polo, super rare, heavy cruiser as well. And this is where it gets interesting cuts. One, she has a little bit same kind of health range as her sister, but being with the same firepower and AA with medium, a little bit of the evasion, a little bit higher reload. But the cool thing here is that now her skills is where it really comes out, because she's pretty much matching the efficiency in the DD gun and the anti-air of her sister. But this is where her skills are going to be very interesting when paired with Zara to begin with. When the ship fires its main gun's 20% chance, 50% chance to fire a special at max level. To fire a special barrage, damage is scaled obviously on level, If there are 2 or more Siberian Empire ships in your fleet, aka her sister, including this ship, increases the proc chance by 70, by 20%. So you have a max guarantee above being about 70 if you run her and her sister, and then like Latorio or something. And then this is where it's also really fun. Her Atrocious Challenger increases the ship's evasion by 15 at max during the first 45 seconds of battle, as long as the ship is afloat. Increases firepower by 10 at max and A by 15 for all Alien Empire Vanguard ships, and decreases damage taken by Zara class ships by 6%. So you pair her with, her sister, and you're going to take 6% decreased damage, and then you're going to also have your firepower and your AA increase and your aviation increased. And then you also have that very interesting barrage as well. She has very decent scaling, so I think her and her sister together could actually be pretty solid. I don't know really what tier to classify them as. I would have to see with like certain builds of what would be best on them to either run both their main guns as being SAP or doing AP guns as well, and then go from there and see how they perform. But Polo is going to be a very interesting support for her sister Zara, and Zara can just work off of Polo, and together they'd be a very awesome fleet to actually use. If you get Polo and Zara off your first pull with Formidable and then Vincio, you're pretty much set for the event. You got the ships that really matter. Last one, you got Vincio, aka the Destroyer of the Elite. Honestly, you got 125% on your DD gun, which it's only 113 for firepower, so it's okay. Her torps being at 130, again 289, very low for Destroyer, so her torp efficiency is kind of mediocre. 105 on her AA, which is 154, so we're not even going to bother with that as well. She's got the rudder, which the ship takes damage, increases the ship's firepower and aviation. After reaching 5 stacks, the ship gains 5 speed and fires a special barrage. Then she activated damage based on skill. And then she has the elimination skill, 20-second, 50% chance to increase the accuracy of your Vanguard by 10. If you're really lacking a Destroyer and you need something, like, she'll do it for you, but she's not super great. And her abilities are kind of lackluster compared to some of the other Destroyers out there and everything like that. So really, again, not worth it. If you're looking just to mainly aim for stuff out of the event, just go for the SSRs, aka Zara, Fermentable, Latorio, and Polo, and that would be pretty much the main ships that you really want to get out of the event. As I said, if you're going for collection, then go for all of them and everything like that as well. D3 will be your map to pretty much farm for the Zara sap guns and everything like that as well, So again, guys, I just wanted to make a short video about how I felt on the opinions and thoughts of the rerun of the event. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you do have any questions, feel free to link your comments down below, as I'll try to get back to you guys during the week and everything like that as well. Again, I appreciate all your guys' comments and everything like that as well. You guys have been amazing. If you guys have suggestions on anything that you do want to see, or want to see other gacha games such as Genshin Impact or Pinecone, which is out now, Princess Connect, or Arc Knights and everything like that, I can start doing video series on that as well. I'm also looking into like streaming and everything on YouTube and everything like that as well. If you do enjoy my comment, or pretty much my comments, and also do enjoy my content as well, come hang out with us in our Discord. That'll be linked in the description below. Come and join a family of awesome Azur Lane content creators and friends that like to talk about anime and everything else as well. Come follow me on my Twitter, and then also come hang out with us on Twitch. We live stream 2 to 3 times a week as well, where we're doing a bunch of other random stuff with Azur Lane and everything like that, and events and all that. And guys, I wish you a good day. Hopefully you have a good rest of your event, and I will see all you guys again next week for the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Peace out.